trying to be on this committee at some point in the future. But I spoke this concern before when I was here, and it still concerns me that, I'm not sure if I've got this clear, but it seems like from what everyone says and from what I've picked up on myself, that this is a citizens review board, and somehow the focus has been, it seems like, it has been, very much focused on the sensitivity of the police, oversensitivity to the police in this, and that seriously concerns me. This is a citizens police review board. It's our board, the community's board, and there seems good intention here. There seems some good work going on, but it concerns me when the focus is lost.
Thank you. If I could, I would like to clarify one thing for you. It is a Citizens Police Review Board. What we can and can't do, and what we can and can't release, is affected by state law. And California has a very strict law that was passed having to do with protection of personnel files of police officers. And that's been one of our central arguments.
And like Margaret was saying, more clearly defining how this committee works and who agrees with what, and how, so that we, the citizens, do also have a say in who is on the committee and how that committee works.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Point with the investigation file, so that you
The IA file.
right, the complete information.
So 4 categories. Okay. And your position would be to release it all. And that would be ideal.
Yes, so that the community would have an opportunity to evaluate its public officials, both the people who are accused of misconduct and the people who are evaluating accusation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Just a minute.
2 additional quick comments. Under the ordinance, the chief of police is to report his or her findings and conclusions to the CPRB under 2.41.190. And as far as I know, I've never seen any of his findings that have been relayed to the board. And perhaps they are, but if they're not, they should be. And when they are, that should also be revealed to the public. The chief's findings and whether or not they agree with the board, whether or not you folks are in agreement is really crucial information. Second additional point, my conversations with the media is that they're very frustrated by the limited information that's provided to them or available to them, and as a consequence, it's very difficult to secure enough information to make a newsworthy story. The information that's released by the board is not newsworthy. A complaint was filed alleging procedural misconduct and rudeness, and the board, contrary to the deputy chief, voted to sustain it. Let's say that was your conclusion, although generally you do agree with the police chief, deputy chief. That doesn't give enough information to a news reporter to file a story. Who, what, when, where, how, and why is not answered, and it's not answerable. And as a consequence, your activities are really not reportable in the newspaper. So these answers to those questions would be very valuable information to be relayed in your conclusions and when the complaint is filed. Thank you.
So anyone else wants to make a comment on this issue?
What's interest?
The excuse me, I don't know.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with you or Margaret, though, as far as I can tell.
When we have elected or appointed officials, whether they be council members or judges, it is very valuable to know what those individuals are choosing to do. And when a vote is less than unanimous, or when people are choosing to recuse themselves or are absent, that information is very valuable for the public to know who is doing what, and it gives them an ability to evaluate the quality of the work they're doing. So the information, ideally, if we had the information that tells us the nature of the complaint, why the complaint was made, why it was resolved in one particular way or another way, one would be able to evaluate the quality of the performance of the various commissioners. And if, for example, there's a commissioner that that is constantly absent, then their performance would be evaluated, could be evaluated another way. Another commissioner who is constantly present. If there's a commissioner that's consistently voting one way or another way, the public would have an opportunity to evaluate the kind of work that's being done and to either commend those commissioners or to suggest that they take another look at what they're doing.
Well, the issue of attendance is also